Hello everyone, welcome to the 13th session of Business Statistics Part 2. In the present session, we will be discussing about the correlation of grouped data or correlation, a table correlation. We have already discussed similar illustrations in the previous sessions also. In the present session, we'll be discussing about some different uh, table correlation problem based on the example. Let us look into the problem. You are given the marks in business law and marks in corporate law, and you have to correlate those two variables and find out the coefficient of correlation. By looking at the table, you can understand that it is a continuous series and it is a bivariate table, and you should follow all the methods which is followed in the table correlation method. Now, considering the assumed mean for x and y variable, let us consider 64.5 as the assumed mean for both x and y. And about f dx dy, I'll be discussing about in the next slides. Now, let us look into the table of correlation. Here, this problem is little different while compared to the other problem. ಹೇಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ರೋ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲದೂ ಕೂಡ ವೈ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲದೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮನ್ನು ಎರಡು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟು ವೈ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಯಾವ ರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅದೇ ರೋ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಫ್ ಡಿ ವೈ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಎಫ್ ಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿ ವೈಯನ್ನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದರ ಕಾಲಮಿಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಆಗೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಫ್ ಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೈ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದರ ಎಫ್ ಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸು ಕೂಡ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ವೈ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ನ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮನ್ನು ನೀವು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ rows into columns and columns into rows. Now let us look into the solution. Here the first step is to find out the mid values of x and y. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಿಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ 64.5 ಮಿಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ವೈನ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್ ಮೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. Based on this assumed mean, you have to calculate dx and dy values. Now, all the column values of deviation are dy here, and all the row values, row pattern is in the dx values. Okay. Now, dy value can be calculated in this way, that is 94.5 minus 64.5 divided by the class interval gap. Here the class interval is also in the inclusive series, and when you count the inclusive series, I hope you have understood all those inclusive series problem in the previous semesters also. You should consider 90 to 99 class interval as the class interval gap of 10 here. Okay, so 94.5 minus 64.5 divided by 10, because we will be including 99 also in the class interval as it is the inclusive series. In the same way, you should calculate the values of dx also. After the calculation of dx and dy, the next step is to calculate the total frequencies here. So all the values which is in the bold line table, which is in the inner table, have to be totaled vertically and horizontally to obtain the frequency, and the intersecting sum is known as the value of n here. Horizontal total ಮತ್ತೆ vertical total ಎರಡು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So n is equal to 100 here. For example, 2 plus 4 plus 4, that will be equal to 10. In the same way, rows frequency has to be totaled, and 1 plus 3 plus 3, that is vertical column values should also be totaled. And the bracket values indicate f dx dy. I'll discuss it later. So after the calculation of frequency, the next step is to find out the frequency into dy, that is f dx and f dy. Now f dy can be calculated in this way, that is the first row frequency, that is 10, right? So 10 into the corresponding dy of the same row, that is 10 into 3, that will give us 30. 16 into 2, that is 32. In the same way, f into dy has to be computed and we will obtain sigma f dy when we total all these values. In the same way, we should obtain f dx also, that is f in the first column, that is 7. 7 into minus 2, that is minus 14. In this way, when we calculate the f dx values and total it, we will obtain sigma f dx. And the next step is to multiply f dy with dy and f dx with dx, that is nothing but f dx square or f dy square. So f dy here in the first row is 30 and the corresponding dy value is 3. So 30 into 3, that will be 90, right? So in the same way, f dy into dy will give us f dy square. I have already said these things in the previous sessions also, that is f dy square doesn't mean the squaring of f dy, it means the squaring of dy only. So here f into dy is f dy square. So when we calculate f dy square values and total it, will obtain sigma f dy square values. In the same way, we will be calculating f dx square values, that is for example, minus 14 is the first column value of f dx. Minus 14 into minus 2, that is 28. Minus 15 into minus 1, that is 15. So in the same way, we should calculate f dx square and obtain sigma f dx square. And the next step, that is f dx dy. So to calculate f dx dy, we should calculate the f dx dy values of each cell. All those bracket values indicate the f dx dy value of each cell. Let us look into the first row, first cell, that is 2. Here the frequency is 2 here. So f is 2, right? So f into dy, that is 2 into 3, that is corresponding row, and also the corresponding column dx has to be multiplied, that is 2 into 3 into 1, that will give us 6. I hope you are understanding the value of f dx dy of each cell. Here in the same way, next row value, that is 4. Let us take an example of 4 here. So 4 into 3 into 2, that will be 24. In the same way, all those values has to be calculated, that is all the values of f dx dy of each cell has to be calculated and totaled vertically and horizontally to obtain sigma f dx dy. So once we obtain f dx dy values, we should total it vertically and horizontally, and then we can see that the horizontal sum of f dx dy is equal to the vertical sum of f dx dy. Only then we can say that all the calculations are going in a right path. Once this table is calculated, the next step is to calculate the coefficient of correlation based on the values that we have calculated in the table. So once we substitute all those values into the equation formula, the answer that we get is correlation coefficient is equal to 0.77. Here, when we look into the analysis part or interpretation part, 0.77 indicates the high degree of positive correlation. So that we can analyze this particular problem in this way, that is the correlation coefficient of x and y is 0.77 here. That is, we can say that there is a high level of positive relationship between the marks in corporate law and the marks in business law which is scored by a student. Thank you.